Hey y'all, dream I had last night. What's today's date? February 9th, 2019. Uh, I was flying around last night, pretty high up in the sky. It was a school setting, uh, and I was flying around. It seemed like it was some kind of danger going on. It was some people. It was some danger going on the ground, and involving some people. I can't that stuff is not all that clear. I remember this one guy. He had came by me and this other person, and I don't know if he was presenting a threat. It seemed like he was presenting a threat. So I just flew up in the air, and I didn't know if they would, still. Well, I knew they wouldn't be able to touch me as far, but I didn't know if they would try and shoot up there or something like that. But I started flying around the campus or around, around and stuff. Uh, I guess to get away from the danger and stuff. And then I ended up at my house. And when I was in my house, something that's been happening lately. Well, not lately, but like I know I've seen. I'm just every corner because I know who's coming. It's Freddy Krueger, which like I say, he represents an extremely strong evil force that's continuously lurking. Sounds like the devil to me. Representation of the devil. I'm not sure, whatever, man. But he's in my life, Freddy Krueger's real. You know what I'm saying? In my spiritual world, Freddy Krueger's real. He's in the dream. So and harassing you in the dream. So I'm in this house. You know what I'm saying? So I got my family with me. I think my mom is with me. Maybe my kids. So I'm like watching out for whoever's in this house too, you know what I mean? So whoever's in my house, I'm watching out for and praying, and I'm constantly like got my eyes out, and I remember in my head when I'm, looking around constantly, checking to make sure, is he to my left, is he to my right, is he forward, is he straight, is he back, is he behind me? I'm turning around, I'm constantly keeping my eyes open, and in my mind, it popped in my mind when I'm doing this, looking everywhere that, this is staying awake. You know what I'm saying? This is staying aware. This is staying alert of my surroundings and what's going on. And you know what I mean? You're not gonna catch me sleeping. You know what I mean? You're not gonna catch me. You're not gonna catch me off guard. You know, just like Jesus said to be ready when Jesus comes back. No one knows the day or the hour, and you need to be alert. You need to be awake. You need to know. You need to know what's going on. You know. You need to know the signs of the times. A berry doesn't give, a fig shows signs that it's going to produce berries before it produces the berries. You know what I mean? So the signs come before the destruction. So I'm telling you now, I'm telling everyone in the world, I had a dream 2008. Oh, shoot, man. What was that dream? Was that 2008? Possibly. 2008, where it says the beginning of, it's on YouTube, it's on here, beginning of the end, prophecy. And I'm not trying to be funny, you guys, but ever since 2008, the earthquakes increased, the rumors of wars increased, the weather, all kinds of crazy weather patterns start happening. I mean, not started, but they got a lot worse. I'm talking about since I had my dream. And immediately after I had my dream, like 10 days later after I had that dream, it was a massive earthquake in Japan or China that killed 50,000. So, like I say, that's a sign of the time. So it's not, to me, once again, not a coincidence. 7 to 10 days later, something like that, that the earthquake, a massive earthquake, one that they hadn't seen over there in a long time, came about 10 days, maybe, I think about 10 days later after I had the dream. Like I say, this is all documented, y'all, so y'all can look it all up, look up the dreams and then look up the dates that that I'm talking about. Earthquakes around those dates that I had my dreams. It's not hard. You know what I mean? God makes some of this stuff to where y'all can research it yourself and public information and things like that. Some of the prophecies that I have. Now the ones that are small, I wouldn't say smaller because they are just as significant, but the ones where it's not people dealing with people that are in the spotlight or famous or things like that. You know what I mean? People I might see on my everyday route doing this and that or that and this, or people like I say, people are not as noticeable. You won't be able to feel the effects of those, or won't be able to research those unless you talk to those people personally. So, but I do have prophecy that you can look up yourself, on famous people. You know what I mean? And famous people are no greater than the common people that we see, or the people that are less noticeable. They're no greater. Their purpose is no greater. Um, we all important, you know what I mean? But yeah, man. So that was the dream, and then I was flying around, and then I like I say. So yeah, so Freddy Krueger, I was keeping my eyes on the swivel, and then when I finally kind of like felt like, okay, here he is, Freddy finally came. Well, I could start. I think I started kind of hearing him or something like that in the house. So I put my folks. I don't know if my kids and my mom, put them in the closet, and I put them in the closet, and I kept